All right, welcome to today's Explainer. Today we're breaking down the absolute apex predator of the Marvel Universe, getting ready for the upcoming Avengers Doomsday. We're looking at a character who isn't just your run-of-the-mill bad guy. We're talking about a scientific genius, a ridiculously powerful sorcerer, and a master strategist, all literally wrapped up in unbreakable armor. Yep, we are, of course, talking about Victor Von Doom. We're going to explore exactly who could realistically challenge him by looking at the incredibly unique threat levels he brings to the table. We're digging deep into the lore to understand why this guy is just so nearly impossible to take down.
Now, quick heads up before we really get going. A little speculation alert for you. The matchups and the potential winners we're analyzing today, they're entirely theoretical. We're basing this on established Marvel lore, comic book history, and known character capabilities. Definitely not confirmed plot points for Avengers Doomsday. We want to firmly separate what we know about cinematic universe facts from theory, keeping our analysis grounded strictly in the amazing source material we have on these characters.
Okay, let's dive into this. Because here is the massive, dramatic question at the very center of this explainer. If Victor Von Doom becomes the ultimate threat in Avengers Doomsday, who could actually stop him? You know, it's incredibly easy to just throw a team of heavy-hitting heroes at a villain and call it a day. But Dr. Doom is a completely different kind of opponent. He doesn't just match your power, he anticipates it, he analyzes it, and then he turns it right back against you.
To really understand who can defeat him, we first have to understand Dr. Doom's secret threat levels. He presents this overlapping combination of extraordinary scientific intelligence, advanced armor, extensive magical skill, and absolute master manipulation. I mean, his armor alone rivals Iron Man's. It's packed with force fields, kinetic absorbers, cutting-edge tech, the whole shebang. But what makes him truly terrifying is that this high-tech armor is layered with ancient mystical wards. His magical abilities actually rival Doctor Strange's, and that's driven by years of relentless, obsessive study that he originally undertook just to save his mother's soul from the underworld. Most importantly, he is extremely difficult to surprise because he is always planning several steps ahead. You literally can't just overpower him. You have to systematically dismantle a layered defense of magic, tech, and unparalleled strategy. Defeating Doom requires so much more than just finding a heavy hitter.
So, let's look at candidate number 1, Threat Level Mystical Arts, featuring Doctor Strange.
What's really fascinating about this matchup is the massive contrast in their magical backgrounds. On one side, we have Doctor Strange, the master of mystical forces. He has incredible experience fighting immensely powerful supernatural beings across multiple dimensions. But on the other side, well, Dr. Doom hasn't just tinkered with a few spells. In the comics, he actually competed directly against Doctor Strange for the title of Sorcerer Supreme, and he totally held his own. He's learned the dark arts from alien monks and legendary sorceresses like Morgan Le Fay. So this means a battle between these two isn't just about who can throw the biggest, flashiest spell. It becomes a highly dangerous, high-stakes contest of intelligence and magical skill, rather than simple physical strength. It's like a cosmic game of chess, and Doom's absolute lack of ethical restraint often gives him a truly terrifying edge.
And that leads us to our first verdict. Doctor Strange could potentially challenge Doom, but defeating him would be extremely difficult. Relying on magic alone against a villain who so deeply understands magic and can back it up with advanced science? Yeah, that's a massive uphill battle.
Moving on to candidate number 2, Threat Level Raw Power. Enter Thor.
Obviously, Thor brings overwhelming physical power, extreme durability, immense combat experience, and mystical weaponry to the table. He could absolutely, potentially damage Doom's armor through sheer blunt force and divine lightning. However, Doom relies on advanced technology, meticulous strategy, and his incredibly unique ability to exploit an opponent's momentum. You see, Doom's armor is notoriously designed to absorb kinetic and magical energy. If Thor brings down the lightning, Doom doesn't just block it, his suit analyzes the output and siphons it right up. After all, this is a man who canonically engineered devices capable of draining the power cosmic directly from the Silver Surfer. He even stole the godlike abilities of the Beyonder. So even against a legendary powerhouse like Thor, Doom's multifaceted defenses make him unbelievably dangerous.
So the verdict here, Thor has the raw power to hurt Doom, but raw power may not be enough. Physical strength alone, even literal godlike strength, just isn't the ultimate solution when your enemy has already built the exact machine needed to absorb it.
All right, let's look at number 3. Threat Level Reality Alteration, Scarlet Witch.
Scarlet Witch possesses reality-altering abilities that bypass conventional armor entirely. If Wanda reaches her full potential, Doom's physical durability, kinetic absorbers, and metallic suits simply won't protect him from just being erased or rewritten. But, and this is a massive but, Doom has profound knowledge of magic, immense mental discipline, and a strategic intelligence that makes any battle completely unpredictable. His armor actually features built-in psionic dampeners to protect his mind. But honestly, his greatest weapon here is psychological manipulation. So, the crucial point is this: it's not really about whether Wanda's powers can pierce his armor, it's whether she can actually get the opportunity to focus and use those powers before Doom completely outmaneuvers her or shatters her concentration.
Which brings us to this conclusion. Scarlet Witch may have the power to overwhelm Doom, but getting the opportunity to use it is another question entirely. Masterful strategy and psychological warfare can completely neutralize even reality-bending powers, especially if the strategist strikes first or removes the opponent's focus.
Let's move to number 4. Threat level, pure intellect. Mr. Fantastic himself, Reed Richards.
Reed Richards is an extraordinary scientist, for sure. But more importantly, he fundamentally understands exactly how Doom thinks. Their rivalry is legendary, and it's rooted in this intensely personal clash of egos. Doom is a scientific genius, yes, but his weaknesses might only be visible to a rival who operates on that exact same intellectual wavelength. And this brilliantly illustrates just how wildly petty this dynamic is. Doom is so arrogant that he would literally abandon a flawless world-conquering plan if it simply meant proving a point to Reed. So Reed's specific advantage is identifying those hidden, ego-driven flaws in Doom's calculations, flaws that other, more combat-focused heroes would completely miss. Reed knows exactly how to goad Doom into making a mistake.
So for our final one-on-one verdict. Against Doom, intelligence may be more important than strength, and Reed Richards could be the man most capable of outsmarting him. Brains over brawn is perhaps the closest thing to a single direct counter we have against someone as incredibly complex and ego-driven as Victor Von Doom. Which brings us to the only viable solution, because what if no single hero can actually defeat Doom?
Let's look at how this all builds together. To actually defeat Doom, the Avengers must combine science, magic, cosmic power, raw strength, strategy, and teamwork. This is how overwhelming Doom truly is. Because he operates on all of these threat levels simultaneously, he might just be way too incredibly versatile for one single opponent, no matter how ridiculously smart or powerful they are. The absolute most realistic way to defeat an enemy with overlapping defenses is with an overlapping offense. Multiple heroes must cooperate, creating a synthesized, multidisciplinary approach. You literally need Reed's intellect to find the flaw, Thor's strength to shatter the force field, Strange's magic to counter the ancient wards, and Wanda's reality warping to keep him off balance. They have to work together perfectly to even stand a chance against him.
So, Doctor Strange has the magic, Thor has the power, Scarlet Witch has reality manipulation, Reed Richards has the intellect. The Avengers may need all of them combining their absolute best strengths all at once to bring him down. But this leaves us with one final, deeply unsettling thought as we wrap up today's explainer. Because the real question isn't whether a combined team of Avengers can beat Dr. Doom in a fair fight, it's whether anyone can stop him before he executes his plan in the first place.